We're going to work on the Eldorado again. Hopefully this is the last time before I can start daily driving it. But first we got to make a quick stop. Got what I needed in Harbor Freight. Got the picks because there's a tab stuck in the fuse panel from where I was trying to change the flasher. I got the gloves because I'm going to be doing one last thing with the brakes. So I don't want to get that nasty brake fluid on my hands. Before I bought this Cadillac, I was kind of debating about getting into aquariums. And I thought, no, that'll be a headache. It'll be a lot of work. And I'll never really get to enjoy it because I'll spend all my time working on it. For 2.5 months, that's basically been what it's like owning the Eldorado. Really hoping that changes today. I kind of wish this was a door handle to open the door. How cool would that be? Just grab this, be like, I have a Cadillac, let me out. Ka-choon! I got the new flasher installed. If you're wondering how I did that with just a set of Harbor Freight picks, you know, car repairs are like sausages. Sometimes it's best not to see how they're made. Now let's get the car started and see if this works. The only thing that isn't working is the left turn signal on the dashboard. I don't know if it's just super dim, maybe the bulb went out. It is a 45-year-old car after all. Driving a 70s Cadillac on brand new asphalt is an absolutely wonderful feeling. Especially all I've gone through getting this car running again, and all I've gone through dealing with this freaking road work that they've been working on for the better part of 20 years. In some way or another on this highway. I'm about 10 minutes into the test drive. It seems to be doing pretty good. I've been going through town trying to hit a lot of stop signs and turns. Test out the brakes, test out the steering and motor and all that, make certain everything's firing on all cylinders. As you can see, the cruise control is working absolutely perfectly. I haven't tried the auto resume yet, but it is really badass. I've never had a classic car with cruise control that worked. I've had a few 70s cars with the option, but it's never functioned. Real pleased about that. Just got back from the test drive, and the new calipers are definitely warm to the touch, but it's not so bad I can't touch the wheel. And even though they are warm, I don't smell anything burning, so that's definitely a good sign. What I did to fix the brakes is this is kind of redneck. This is very redneck actually. So I put a plug in the back of the proportion valve to block off the rear brakes, and I don't see any evidence of fluid coming out, so I'm just going to drive on that for now. I don't know how dangerous that is, but it can't be any more dangerous than frozen rear calipers and a dry rotted to piss brake hose that's liable to bust at any moment. Also got the new alternator installed. The old one was from Napa and it still said computer tested on it, so I'm going to assume it's somewhere around the 90s is when it was replaced, maybe 2000. It's safe to say it's about as old as I am. Well, it's Monday. This is my second day with the Eldorado as a daily driver. As you can see, I'm not off to a great start. I don't know if the power seat switch is supposed to look like this, but something's killing the battery, and someone on a forum told me that it might be the power seat switch, so I took it out of the car and now I'm going to jump start it. Hopefully this is the last of the dying battery problems. Well, she's up and running. I don't know what's killing the battery, but it is absolutely murdering it about every third time, every fourth time I shut off this car. Definitely got to figure that out. Maybe just put a for sale sign on and let someone else worry about it. It's kind of an appropriate place to stop and check to see what's wrong with your car. So my windows are completely dead, which is a fucking problem. I said if this thing had problems with the windows or electrical system, I was gonna sell it. Because that's exactly what happened to my Riviera. It just developed too many fucking problems. And I got tired of it, and now it's in Eastern Europe. Alright, here's the proof. I made it to work, but I'm going home at the start of my shift because this thing is being a serious turd, and I have one last idea about how to fix it before I sell it. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe it's because I'm wearing sunglasses, but those clouds are freaking gorgeous. It is a really beautiful... Oh, there's a hood. It is a really beautiful day today. Hopefully this is the last time I have to really do anything major to the Eldorado. Today we're replacing the battery. There was a never start under the hood, and that left me stranded, so we're going to put a super start under the hood. And I'm filming with my phone because I was at a live steam railroading meet a few weekends ago, and this woman was kind enough to fall into a ditch and destroy my camera, so I don't really like filming with my phone because I can't really perch it anywhere. I don't have a tripod for it. And I can't ever see the screen when it's sunny outside. Anyways, here's a cold start after about a week of sitting. Cranks over like a champ with that battery in it. Holy crap. I'll give it some starting fluid if it doesn't start up after this third try. As you can see, I've got the Crown Vic tucked away for the weekend. This thing seems to be idling all right. I'm going to take it for Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see about trying to go to work on Monday in it. Didn't go too well last time, and I wound up broken down on the square. Of course, I didn't film any of the funny stuff, so I just have to cut ahead in the video, but hopefully you take my word for it. Just went into Lowe's to get a few brackets for a DIY firewood rack I'm building in the backyard. Here we're going to start it in the parking lot to see if this is getting its shit together as a daily driver. There you go. Stopped by O'Reilly's to show my friend the car, and look what pulled into the parking lot. Ooh, look at that. The original hubcaps and everything. I'm pretty certain it's the original owner who got out of the car. I know it's just a Malaise era town car, but damn, you still don't see these. Especially not triple green with the original wheel covers on it. That is too cool. As you can see, I made it home from a friend's house. Why is it not zooming? Is that all the zoom I have? As you can see, I made it back from a friend's house. Been home for a few hours now, and the car is doing pretty good as a daily driver. Doesn't want to start right away, but will start with a little bit of cranking. Oh, there goes an El Camino. So we'll see how it does. The Eldorado made it through its first day as my daily driver, and if I can make it to Friday, that will be the most consecutive days I've ever driven a classic car without any sort of breakdown or hang-up. For what I've spent on this hobby since getting into it in 2013, that is completely dismal. This is day 2 of me using the Eldorado as my daily driver. As you can see, the Crown Vic is nowhere in sight. I have no reliable modern fuel injection car up my sleeves. Here's a cold start after sitting all night. Like a top. Luke, if you're listening, that kind of proves my point about moving on and trying something else.
That motherfucker was huge. Yeah, that was the one that was
there. There better not be another one in there, bro.
No, it was that one.
I wonder what happened to him.
He's still alive. He will burn out.
Yeah, remember that time? Damn, bro. Look at his arm. He did get fucked. Someone tried to eat him.
It's probably the cat.
What cat?
Nah, he looks like discombobulated.
I sent a video.
It's Wednesday. It's my 5th day using the car as a daily driver and my 3rd day of using it as my means to get to work and back. It's doing all right. Don't really have any complaints other than the heater is sticking on for some reason. Which wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't the middle of May in Tennessee. Gasoline was $2.50 a gallon when I bought this car in February. I finally got onto the road. It's a little bit more expensive now, but hey, that's just the authentic late 70s experience of driving a gas hog and paying too much for fuel. So it's Thursday, May 19th, and my streak is coming to an end. This thing is completely dead. Well, here I am, back in the old daily. I don't really mind driving one of these every day. They're nice cars, they handle well, they have plenty of legroom, which is important for a taller sort of person like me. But when I was younger, the one thing I swore I'd never do is go temp to hire and drive a Crown Vic to work every day, and I don't know how it happened, but that's what wound up happening. At one point my dad said, "No dead cars in the yard." And I thought, you know, that's pretty reasonable. It's my dad's house, he can make whatever rules he wants. I'll abide by them. And now I have 2 dead cars in the yard. So, this is a situation I worked really hard to avoid, and wound up in it anyways. The Imperial overheated real bad last October and came home on a tow truck the one time tried to take it to work, and the Cadillac, you know, one day my camera will be, it'll be rolling when all the weird stuff happens, but my phone was dead last night, and I couldn't film the Cadillac's shenanigans of losing all of the lights by the time I made it home, and about 50 feet before my driveway, the lights came back on, the turn signal started working perfectly fine, and so hopefully it's an easy fix, like it just needs a charged battery and a new regulator or something like that, because if it's anything more serious, then... Well, it's Saturday. Time to figure out why my car doesn't run. Also got to figure out what this mysterious leak under the front of it is. It's not really anything above that to cause a drip, so I'm not entirely certain what that fluid is. I think it's power steering fluid. And the plan is today to take the alternator and battery in to get them tested to figure out where my car is having electrical problems. And when I first got under the hood, this nut, it's on the battery now, but the nut was like mostly off of that bolt, and the wires weren't getting a very good contact, so that may be a large part of my problem, but the battery still needs to be charged, and I don't have a charger, so it's a good reason to go to the parts store. See this bolt? On these Eldorados, I don't know about the early 70s Eldorados, but at least on this later Eldorado, you see the bolt hits the fan shroud. Or maybe you can't see that. The bolt hits the fan shroud here, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to have to take the entire front of the car apart just to get the freaking alternator out. But what you want to do is there's a C-shaped hole in the bracket down here. Can't get my phone down there so you can see it, but you just, when you get it to that point, just pull out, pull towards you like that, and the alternator should come out pretty easily. There's a little bit of fire damage on the battery connection here, so I'm assuming that's why the lights were cutting out the other night. That's that's not too good. I need to look into this. I'm going to the parts store to get this and the battery tested, and hopefully I can get this thing squared away, quit worrying about it. When I went to the parts store to get a new alternator, they had to order it from another warehouse. So it took a few hours to come in, but now I have the new alternator and the recharged battery installed. We're over at my friend's house right now. And I hate to cut the video off here, because I've been having a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and working on this car. But there's a gnarly power steering leak on the brake booster, which is run off the power steering pump, so I gotta have that rebuilt. And just drove all the way here with these two wrenches. So anyways, that about wraps it up. So the Eldorado might not have worked out as a daily driver right now, but at least I know what to fix to make it a little more reliable. And at least I have this awesome Crown Vic to drive around when my classics are broke down, which is more often than not. I don't think I've actually driven a classic for more than a week in a row at any point in my life without something going wrong with it. But anyways, thanks for hanging out with me and seeing what I do when I'm not working on music or playing open mic nights. I really appreciate that there are people out there who are interested in my art. So until next time, thanks for watching, and please share this video with all your friends. Bye.